What is happening, you crazy mother truckers? It's your boy on another Rambler Diaries. What did you think of the intro? I like it. Definitely took me a while to edit it up and put my voiceover in it and all that fun stuff. I definitely had to pull out all of my different type of techniques and stuff that I learned from school years and years ago. Uh, I just got back home from work, but before I take a shower, yeah, I know you're probably like, what, Matt? That's disgusting. Like you get home from work and you work in a factory all day and you don't go shower first. No, man, because I care about you and I care about telling you different stories and different things like that. That's what I care about. And I mean, I got plenty of stories to share with you on this Rambler Diaries saga. It's the second one. And yeah, I mean, let's get into it. But before we do that, make sure if you haven't yet to go on to the social media platforms of the podcast. Just go to Magnificent Podcast on Facebook and or Instagram. If you have an interesting story to tell me, whether it be Halloween based, whether it be if you about your job, like if you work in the medical industry, if you work anywhere else that has an interesting story behind it, send it on over. What you could do is you could DM the podcast Instagram, or you could send a message on the Facebook. Again, those are magnificent podcasts. But enough about the plug-in of the podcast. Let's get into some stories. Of course, with the New York flooding, and all the rain, it's coming about that time to where fall is upon us, and a lot of rain is going to be happening. So, I mean, New York got pretty much the worst of it. I mean, everything's going to the subways and everything like that, and I can definitely say that is the closest thing to the movie The Day After Tomorrow, starring Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. It's my dad's probably one of his favorite movies, mainly because he's a science guy. But I mean, my prayers go out to all of the New York uh, people. Hopefully, they are staying dry, safe, and away from all the flooding. Um, Also, this past weekend, I got to go to my friend Jocelyn's 21st birthday, as well as my cousin Layla's first birthday. Got to watch her dig into some cake. But also went down to Detroit and went to this club, and my oh my, was it a sight to see. They were throwing napkins in the air and everything was falling on the floor, and definitely played two different songs that I knew. All the rest did not know, but still enjoyed myself. Got a little bit of a headache because they were just crazy in there. But Jocelyn had a great 21st birthday, did it before and after. It was crazy, man. It was absolutely crazy. I wonder if I could play a little snippet. You know what? I think she'll be fine with me playing a little snippet. But here is her. Uh, here is her before the whole party started.
This is my first drink and
All right, so that was good, right? Well, here's her at the club.
I don't know how many shots in I am, but I'm feeling fucking
Yeah, she was feeling terrific. Her face was all red, and her hair was all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I got to tell you what, you can definitely tell she was ready to go back to the hotel room and just enjoy herself. So, but it was a great time. It was a really great time. We ended up, going and trying to get food and walking the streets of Detroit at about midnight. Everybody was like, "Yep, we're done. Birthday girl's done. We're done. We're getting old here." I could definitely tell you my 21st birthday wasn't quite like that. My brother Zach's, we went out to this bar and restaurant, Cicerelli's. Got him pretty drunk, and he enjoyed himself pretty well. He was dancing like a Russian or an Irishman. I don't even know. He was just dancing all sorts of crazy, man. And my brother JT's, well, his wasn't that much that way either. We pretty much went to Grand Valley, which is out by Grand Rapids, and visited him at college because he was doing training for his RA. And we just went out to dinner, had some cocktails with him, enjoyed ourselves, went to a pier and watched some a water show. I guess that's I mean, granted, he could have celebrated his 21st birthday differently, but that's how I got to spend it with him. As for mine, got to go to um, dinner with my mom and my stepdad. Did a beer flight for the first time, so that was pretty interesting. And then went to Hamlin Pub with my dad and my stepmom and a former friend of mine, and we all had drinks except for my stepmom. My stepmom had Coke because she was DD, so smart on her. Good job, fake mom. And I can definitely say my dad, got me a little tipsy for the first time, so that was fun. I'm just kidding. It wasn't really my first time, but legally, it was a great time. But other than that, I mean, I had an interesting situation. My former friend and a former coworker of mine, we went down to Ypsilanti, Michigan, and we went to this strip club called Deja Vu. If you don't know about Deja Vu, it is an all nude strip club. And you would think, Matt, do they sell alcohol there? They do not. Only Canada sells alcohol at all nude strip clubs. So, but we were in luck because there was a bar across the street, so we got to have beers there, and then we got to go to the strip club. We were there about till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and my oh my, did I have a fun time! I got to go up on stage, have a line of strippers all lined up, and pretty much they got to do whatever they wanted to me. And then the DJ says, "Oh no, you're not done. You have to put in the work in." So I had to pull out my best Channing Tatum Magic Mike, and I had to give a stripper a lap dance. Of course, I ended up going to the VIP with that same stripper. And then I had a situation where I had two strippers in one VIP room. It was definitely a 21st birthday I will never, ever forget. Of course, my birthday is coming up this week, and I am very excited for it. I'm going to have a dinner with a bunch of friends, my cousin and her boyfriend, and my brothers. It's going to be an enjoyable time. Then we're going to go to my buddy or my friend Thomas and Haley's um, house. Haley was just on this past podcast. Hopefully, if you haven't yet, give it a listen. It's definitely entertaining. It will put you through a roller coaster. It's got some really funny, gut busting moments, and it also has some heartbreaking tears. But overall, it's an amazing show and an amazing episode, if I do say so myself. But other than that subject, as strip clubs, I wanted to present this news story with you. So, as most of everybody knows, the UAW is on strike. Um, this is now week 3, and coming up on week 4 of striking. And a lot of people are noticing this, and so I figured I'd put in a little something something because from Fox 2 News in Detroit, uh, Lincoln a Lincoln Park strip club has a special offer to help the UAW workers on strike. And here's the video now.
Laid off workers navigate their way through the strike. A local business is hoping to ease the burden for some of them. Fox News' Jessica Dupnack joins us live in Lincoln Park with, let's say, a creative promotion. We'll let you explain, Jessica.
We'll go with creatives here, and that's it. Now, in all seriousness, strike pay, it's at $500 a week right now, not leaving much room for these UAW strikers for things like entertainment. Entertainment, like, maybe going to the strip club, like here at Dreamgirls. Now, this strip club in Lincoln Park doing their part to maybe ease the pinch for some of these UAW workers.
This is our presidential suite. It's one of our most popular rooms here.
I think you guys need like a UAW suite after this.
We do.
Well, maybe they'll at least get a wall plaque from the UAW after what this local strip club is offering to its members.
The effects of this will affect everybody nationwide.
Just because they're in the business of this kind of entertainment doesn't mean they don't read the headlines like the rest of us. Week 3 and the economic forecast is grim. Analysts said Monday the strike so far has resulted in $4 billion in losses. $325 million of that direct wages lost. Strike pay stands at $500 a week.
We're built on the blue collar working man. I mean, middle class is, the bread and butter of the United States.
Holly Johnson with Dreamgirls, a strip club in Lincoln Park, says they've already been passing out waters to strikers, but now they want to do more.
As a local business owner, I'm happy to be one of the first to step up and say, we have to do something. We have to show a little bit of respect back.
She says now, through the end of this strike, they're offering free entry to UAW members, which can be as much as $55, and VIP access to this lounge after a long day on the picket line.
We have had people take advantage of it. A lot of people take advantage of it. We're not gonna say who. We're not gonna say when, how, or why. Nope, not gonna say anything like that.
A show of support here, and according to a poll commissioned by the UAW on week 1, 78% of people asked sided with striking UAW members over the auto companies.
And I'm hoping that it starts a trickle effect, and that other businesses start to step up also.
Okay, so you can't just roll up here with UAW written on a T-shirt or something like that. You do have to show proof of employment. Remember, it gets you free entry inside and access to the VIP lounge as long as this strike lasts. Reporting live in Lincoln Park, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
I mean, it definitely is incentive, but the performers might feel a little differently once they're in the door, of course, because, they depend a lot on those tips and everything else, I'm sure. But I guess everybody's got to do what they have to do to be able to survive this.
I think the biggest part for Dreamgirls to speak out on this is they want to sort of set a trend. They want other businesses in the area to step up. Hey, if you make this, if you do this, throw some money and throw some of those products towards the UAW just to show some support.
All I can say to that is, as a UAW member, I'm going to the strip club. I'm just kidding. But that's pretty neat, if I do say so myself. That is some interesting stuff that a strip club is doing, and you haven't really heard of that. But, good for them, helping out and, being a part of a incredible movement. Dan Jones was sacked 11 times against the Seattle Seahawks on Monday. Dan's face, if you go and look at it, pretty much the whole entire game, let's just say this. Dan's face looks like his mom told him he couldn't have a piece of candy at the store. More like Seattle telling him he can't score a single touchdown. Seattle ended up winning it 24-3, and just goes to show that the Giants are not looking too hot. In other sports news, we get it. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are together. And I can definitely say high school never really ends after you graduate. You got the football star dating the popular girl in school. All I can say is play it Bowling for Soup, because high school never ends. If you don't know that song, shame on you. Look it up. I could definitely say this. With this in the news and how everybody's going gaga over it, the Kardashians are now scheming a plan to be back on top in the spotlight. So all I can say is, good luck, girls. So now that it is the spooky season, are you ready for it? It's October. Have you gotten your Halloween costumes for your Halloween parties or maybe even trick or treating if you're old enough? I sure have. 2 years ago, I was a mad scientist. Last year, I was 3 different costumes. I was a werewolf, a lumberjack, and Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. This year, I'm bringing out the Double Deuce. That's right, I'm bringing out 2 costumes this year. I got the ooh yeah Macho Man Randy Savage. I got the wig, I got the t-shirt, I got even the tights, not the little tiny ones, just, kind of got that leopard print look. And then I also am going to be a lifeguard on duty, baby. I'm ready to run the beaches like I'm on Baywatch, minus the honeys. I'm really excited for this year because I'm ready to start flexing for candy. Now, I may get some people that are scared of that, not because of how hard I flex, but more just how cringy that would be. So, but yeah, all I'm waiting on now is my ruby red flip flops. So, but are you ready for the spooky season? I sure am. I already kind of got started a little bit in the end of September. Started watching Dawn of the Dead, which was made in 1968. It is a zombie film, classic. Started, I believe it did start the zombie kind of apocalypse genre of movie. I rewatched the 1960 version of Psycho, the classic by Alfred Hitchcock. And then I watched the sequel to that, which is called Psycho 2, which was made in, I believe, 1982. Pretty good film. Pretty good sequel to it. Very excited for it. Now, in the next episode, I will be having my good friend Brooke Burnham. We're going to be talking some paranormal stuff and maybe even some conspiracy theories for you. So make sure you turn into that one. It will be a great, great episode. I can feel it in my bones. And then, of course, in a couple of weeks, my dad, the old man, is coming on. And we'll be talking about some serial killers mixed with some iconic Halloween characters. So make sure you tune in to that one as well. I might even bring out some other spooky guests. So just stay tuned and we will be rocking and rolling on Magnificent. But until then, take care of yourself. Love you all, you listeners that are listening to this wonderful podcast. Thank you for all your feedback. Thank you for the love. Spread the word about the podcast to all your friends, your family. If you think they will enjoy these episodes, you go on and send it to them. Post it on your stories. Post it on your Facebook, your Instagrams. I don't really care where you post it, as long as it's being spread. But just make sure that you go on to the Instagram and the Facebook page. If you want to share those as well, just go to Magnificent Podcast and keep on listening. Love y'all. I'll catch you on the flippity flip. And until then, deuces.